Hey guys, it's Jessica, and today I'm going to share with you all of my favorite perfumes. I've had so many of you guys ask about this because I've shown little glimpses here and there in my bathroom of my perfumes, and my collection has grown. Where I am decluttering in a lot of areas of my life, perfume is something that I've really gotten into lately, and I'm learning a little bit more about what I like in scents, so I'm excited to share with you guys all about these different perfumes, share with you guys the actual notes of them, and which ones are kind of similar to each other. So if you like one of these, you might like this other one, that kind of a thing. And I do feel like I've got quite a range. You know, it's not all super sweet or florally. A lot of it, some of it is spicy, some of it's more fresh. So I've got quite a range. So this video is sponsored by fragrance.com. This is actually the second time I've worked with them. I worked with them, I want to say about a year ago, and I genuinely use the site on my own. I buy a lot of my perfumes on there just on my own, and I have for a couple years now, because when I compare it to some of their competitors, a lot of their perfumes are 50, 60, 70, 80% off of what the normal price is. So these are the real deal perfumes. They're not watered down. I've gotten so many different questions, but the reason they can charge so much less is because they don't have storefronts. So a lot of department stores and places like that mark them up because they're also paying for the store and the lights and, you know, all of those kinds of things. So they're able to cut the prices sometimes in half, sometimes more. They also sell unboxed ones. They call them testers. And that just means you get it in like a plain white box, but it's brand new. But the reasoning is that it would originally have been a tester, I'm assuming, like in a department store or somewhere. That's why it doesn't have like the nice box. But for me, I don't keep mine in their boxes, so I don't care. I just recycle the box. And then I've still got the perfume in its real original bottle. They sell a lot of brands, high-end luxury designer brands. So they did give me a promo code for 30% off from now until August 31st, and the code is JESSB. So I'll have all that information down below. It's a pretty sweet deal because 30% off of perfumes that are already way cheaper is... Thank you, fragrance.com, for sponsoring this video. Let's talk about my favorite perfumes. So let me take you for a second to my bathroom so I can show you where I keep my perfumes, the kind of cute little shelf that I have them on, and then we'll bring them all in here and we will talk through them. I figured I would show you where I keep all of my perfume. It's in my bathroom. I have done an entire bathroom tour showing you like how I organize everything over there, what's in all of those drawers, what skincare, what hair care I keep in here. But I had mentioned in there that I would show you guys this a different day so I could talk about the specific scents, and that's what we're gonna do today, obviously. So I'm gonna bring these into the other room and we're gonna chat about them. Some of my favorites of all time that I've repurchased a couple times, some of them that are new to me, things like that. So let's talk about these. So I wanted to talk about this one first. This was I want to say May favorite of mine. It's the perfume from Dolce & Gabbana. It's their Dolce Garden. And first of all, I think the packaging is so gorgeous. I love that it's all rosy and pink with this cute little flower on top in the bow, but then it says garden in green kind of near the bottom. So it's described as a delicious new flower blossoming in a Sicilian garden. So the top notes are mandarin, neroli, and magnolia. The heart, it says, is the coconut essence, which you can definitely smell that slight bit of coconut. And then the base notes are silky almond milk, vanilla absolute, and sandalwood. So for me, I can smell a little hint of coconut, but it is not a coconutty scent. So don't let that turn you off if you're not a big coconut person. But I can definitely smell that slight bit of vanilla and a little bit of sandalwood. It reminds me of this candle I used to love that had sandalwood in it. I think it was like vanilla sandalwood. But I think having like the mandarin and stuff in it kind of helps balance it out. So it's not overly sweet, it's not citrus, it's not floral. It's like all three of those combined. I'm not huge on super floral fragrances at all, but this one is like the perfect combo. So I just kind of fell in love with this one, and I can't explain it. I'm not wearing one right now. It's just so different. It's just such a different scent. So this quickly became one of my favorites. So one of my all-time favorites, this is the third bottle of this I've owned. And this is the one out of all of these that when I wear it, no matter where I go, I get asked what perfume I'm wearing. Doctor's office, hairdresser, grocery store, everywhere. So it is from Lancome, and it is their perfume called La Vie Est Belle. And I think I originally bought it, I want to say in Paris. It was our honeymoon, and I wanted to buy a perfume that I could wear the whole time to have that kind of scent memory. We do that a lot when we travel. Okay, this is cute. So I'm reading up on this perfume, and this is so, I didn't know this about it. So it said in 1949, Georges Delhomme set out to create a bottle to capture the aura of a charismatic woman who radiates that indefinable je ne sais quoi. After many sketches, Delhomme finally struck the quintessence, the grace of a smile somehow cut into glass. This design, called the Crystal Smile, would long remain in the Lancome archives. Now, 63 years later, Lancome reinterpreted the design, creating the rounded imprint of a smile at the heart of a crystal square. Oh, I never realized that about the bottle. Oh my gosh, that makes it even cuter. The finishing touch of refinement is a pearlescent gray organza ribbon tied at the neck, forming twin wings of freedom. Very cute. So the fragrance notes of this, the top note is iris, the heart is patchouli, and then the base is gourmand. So I would consider this a sweet smell, undoubtedly, because when I wear it, again, it's one of those, it's pleasing to so many noses. And I think that's why it's one of those that so many people ask, they're like, oh my gosh, that smells so amazing. And a lot of people say it's a familiar scent to them. They're like, I feel like I've smelled that before, which is interesting too, because I never hear anyone talking about this, but I have a couple of like top favorites, and this is easily in the top 3. It's so, so beautiful. Next in the lineup are my Miss Dior perfumes. These are easily in the top 3 as well. And I've changed my tune on which one I like more. So my original favorite, this was one of the first perfumes I ever bought, just the traditional Miss Dior Eau de Parfum, because there's also the Eau de Toilette, which I'm going to share with you guys in a second. The bottle is super, super cute. I have a Disney imprint on the back of mine. That's a story for another day. So this is probably, again, the 3rd bottle, maybe even 4th I've had of this. So the original Miss Dior, it's saying it is a sensual floral. I wouldn't smell this and necessarily think floral. I would think sweet and spicy, and that's what I loved about it. So I feel like my nose is not in tune with what people typically call floral, so I don't know. So it's got Damascus rose, it's got bergamot. Hold on, I have to sneeze. I knew that would happen. It's also allergy season for me, so if you had allergies and a whole bunch of perfume, I'm just gonna be a sneezing mess this entire video. So it's got rose, it's got bergamot and rosewood and pink pepper, and I think that's where that spice that I smell comes from. But I really do love this. There's a reason I've gone through 3 bottles, but I think I've had it for so long, just generally, that when I smelled this one, I was like, I think I like this more. So this is the Miss Dior, but instead of the Eau de Parfum, which is typically a little bit stronger, this is the Eau de Toilette. So I was just doing a little more digging. Originally, they actually came out with the Eau de Toilette, but then they came out with the Eau de Parfum, and they really are different perfumes. Typically, the difference between them would be that the Eau de Toilette version would have a lower concentration of the perfume, but in this case, they're actually just different perfumes. So I think it's kind of bizarre that they haven't like adjusted the names in any way, but I think I now prefer the Eau de Toilette scent. So the scents of this are mandarin, which I know I love, and that was also in the Dolce Garden. Jasmine, and then again, patchouli, which I know I love. So it's a fresher scent, but it still has that sweet hint to it, which again, I love. So I like them both, but I think when I run out of one or the other, I'm about halfway through both, I'd probably pick up the Eau de Toilette again. So another favorite I'm about halfway through is this YSL, I think it's called Mon Paris. Yeah, Mon Paris. Don't make fun of my French, I'm trying. This is another favorite too. That kind of took me by surprise, but I really, really like this. The bottle is really simple, it's really pretty. Again, I love the little black bow with the little YSL charm on it. So it says, YSL introduces a new sparkling fragrance inspired by Paris, the city of intense love. Red berries and pear. That's, I think, what it is. It's the kind of fresh pear scent. And then it's got white datura flower, which is the soul of the fragrance. And then it's got creamy white musks and, again, patchouli, which I clearly gravitate towards. Oh, it just smells so, so good. This is, I'm like having trouble finding top 3s. At the end, I'll tell you my like official top 3. But that one's probably part of it. So this one is a very different one. This next one's also from YSL. It's their Black Opium fragrance. This one I treat as a nighttime or a winter scent. I still wear it in the summer sometimes, but it is a very, in my opinion, strong scent. The bottle is gorgeous. Again, I'm probably a little over halfway through this. It's got rich coffee bean notes in it. I don't think I would have guessed that. I don't feel like you can smell that coffee portion of it, but that is really interesting. It's basically saying it's like a shot of adrenaline, the scent is. With those coffee beans, it's kind of cut with white flowers of jasmine, and it's got vanilla bean in it, so it's kind of got that gourmand scent, similar to the La Vie Est Belle one I was telling you I love. But it says the top note is vanilla bean, the heart is white flowers, and the base is black coffee. I feel like you can definitely smell the vanilla. There's definitely kind of a sweet spice to it, but like I said, it's a really strong scent, but it really is a very kind of sensual scent that I think at night, like when we're going on a date, this is one of my favorites to put on, because I do feel like it's I don't know. It really is a beautiful, beautiful fragrance. So another one that I have is from the brand Clean. This one is totally, totally different than any of the ones I've talked about yet. Totally different. So as I've done a little bit of digging on this brand Clean, they're a pretty cool brand. They use sustainably sourced ingredients in their perfumes, which I think is really, really important. And it really like goes into detail about how they get their bergamot oil through natural extraction in southern Italy, and how their sandalwood is from Sri Lanka, where locals with an ancestral understanding of the tree's properties use ecologically sound harvesting practices to extract the precious oil inside. So it's a cool brand doing cool stuff. All of that I think is really important. And now I'm like, well, now I want to buy another one from this brand. So on here, it says it's part of the floral citrus family. I would definitely consider this a floral citrus. I mean, that's like, that nails it right there. So the key notes are neroli, bergamot, and sandalwood. I feel like I can sense that sandalwood in there. And it kind of cuts down so that it's not so floral. It kind of adds that like kind of twist to it. But this is one of those scents that I put about one spritz on and I am good. It stays around for quite a while, at least this particular one does. And I feel like it just, I don't know, it smells really, really clean. It reminds me of this is very bizarre. The reason I fell in love with this is it doesn't smell like my normal perfumes at all. But I fell in love with it because it smells like a perfume we used, I think like in an Airbnb in Paris. And so I've got that scent memory attached to it. So when I smelled this, I was like, oh my gosh, it smells just like that weird random like soap that we use. Like it's so specific, but scents are bizarre that way, right? Like they invoke like these feelings inside of us, I feel like. So that's the whole reason I fell in love with it. But it's such a clean, fresh scent, but it still has a slight amount of sweetness where it's not just so fresh that you're like, whoa, I love this. And I think the bottle with like the bamboo lid is really, really, really cute. So this next one is a newer one to my collection, and it is from Viktor and Rolf, and it's the Flowerbomb Nectar. Now I've previously owned the original Flowerbomb, and I loved that one. My husband loved that one, but it was one of those that I feel like so many people wear it. I smell it when I'm out and about all the time, and I love the smell, but I just got kind of tired of it. So I thought I would try this different version of it, you know, just kind of take a twist on that original. This one is a lot deeper than the original. It's a lot spicier. It's got, I think it said like gunpowder in it. So the notes are, it's definitely spicy. And it says the key notes are osmanthus, orange blossom, and gunpowder accord. And you can definitely kind of smell, not smoky, because I don't want you to think like cigarette smoke like that. I mean like a deep woodsy kind of a smoke. It's like if you took liquid smoke from the grocery store. No, it smells nice, but it's so intense that this is another that I put on one spritz and I'm good. It's still new to me, but I feel like I've used it a decent amount and it hasn't gone down much because you need so little. It is so strong. I feel like this lasts pretty well too. And I felt that way about the original Flowerbomb when I had it a few years ago. I felt like that scent lasted a long time. And by the way, I feel like out of all these I've mentioned, the Vie Est Belle lasts a long time, which I know because I'll be out grocery shopping 5-6 hours after I put it on and I'll have people asking me what I'm wearing. So I feel like that one lasts really well. But I like this, but I don't think this is a perfume I would buy again just because it's so strong and I only want it. Like if I were in the middle of a hot summer day, this would never be what I reach for. I feel like it's too sticky. Not literally, but you know what I mean. Oh, a favorite. This is the Chanel Coco Mademoiselle. I recently repurchased this. One of my all-time favorites. This might be my number one. I want to smell it again. So the bottle used to look different. They recently redid the bottle. The old one I used to have had the same kind of bottom, but the whole top was like a white one that went on top. But I think this is even cuter, actually. I love the simplicity of this bottle. It looks so pretty on the shelf. I mean, all of these look pretty on the shelf. So it says it's supposed to recall like the younger Coco Chanel when she was daring and younger. That's what they say. Which is good because the original, like, well, let's say the Chanel number 5, that's way, too musky for me. I am not a fan of that scent. So I was so excited. If that scent has turned you off, this is totally different. It is nothing like that. It says sparks of fresh and vibrant orange with some jasmine. It's got May rose. And then of course it's got patchouli and vetiver. So It's not sticky sweet. It's not overly floral. It's not overly spicy. It's like if you took all three of those and put them together perfectly in the center, you get this. It's still fresh, but it's slightly sweet, and it's, oh my gosh, it's a very sexy scent. But this is one I could wear summer, winter, fall, spring, day, night. Like, this is my everything. If I only owned one, I think this would be it, you guys. It's my favorite. I recently repurchased it. I had missed it so much. And again, I think this is the third bottle of this I've had as well. And now for something completely different is this fragrance. So this is from Nest Fragrances, and it is their Indigo Eau de Parfum. The bottle, so pretty. It's just clear in the front, but that picture's on the back, you know? And I love that. And then the back is just kind of this plain. I just think this is so pretty. Weird story of how I discovered that I wanted this, and y'all can't judge me. But when we were moving into this house, the woman that lived here before, we were going through her house, and we were, you know, like we're buying this house. Like I think the deal was already done regardless. So we were kind of doing one last tour of the house, and she hadn't moved out yet. And I was in her bathroom, which is of course now our master bathroom, where you just saw all these perfumes. And I saw that she had this out, and I was like, I've never heard of this. And so I just took a sniff, and I was like, whoa, like you're on a roller coaster of like, I've never smelled anything like that. And so then I smelled it again, and I was like, I need that. So I wrote it down in my notes in my phone so I didn't forget. And eventually I bought it. So it's warm and spicy, it says. It's got Moroccan tea, cashmere wood, and black cardamom. It's got wild fig and bergamot. And it says it transitions well from day to evening, which I would agree with. It's fresh enough that it works for day, but I would view this more as an evening scent, but I wear it round the clock. You know what I mean? I can't explain this scent other than it smells like what this bottle looks like. And if you've ever smelled this, you'll know exactly what I mean. It's so striking the way that it looks. Oh my gosh, I can't explain it. I can't explain it, you guys. It smells so good. But like I said, it is totally different than any of the ones we've talked about as well. So the next one is in a very cute bottle. This is the Daisy by Marc Jacobs, and it's their Oh So Fresh Twinkle. Now, I have not been a fan of a lot of the Daisy scents. I haven't smelled every single one. And this one smells very fresh, but very like sweet, but almost like sweet tart sweet. So the way it's described, it's a bright bouquet of floral and fruity notes, which I would agree with. It definitely has a fruity pull to it. It opens with wild berries mixed with violet leaves. The floral heart of the composition is on a creamy base of white woods. So I would consider this fruity with a hint of floral, but more fruity than anything, but it's not super sweet. And that's what I think sets this apart. I know this was limited edition. I think you can still get it. This is another one I bought on fragrance.com. So it's probably like a while supplies last, because I think you can't really get this in a lot of places anymore. But it smells so nice, so different. This for me is more of a like springy kind of a scent. Like, I don't know that I'm gonna reach for this one a lot in the winter. I just don't feel like I want to smell that in the winter, but it's a very springy, summery scent, and I really, really like it. So this next one is from Jo Malone. It's the only one I've ever tried from them. My friend Sarah and I had gone to like a Jo Malone counter, and they did, you know, mixing for us, and like, so we could smell these different combos, and I really didn't love, like a lot of them smelled good. I didn't feel this like strong connection to any of them the way that I've like loved all of these other ones I've shared with you guys. But this was the one that stood out to me. It's their Blackberry and Bay cologne. And they call it a cologne. I mean, it's perfume, whatever. It's, again, totally different than these. This is the most realistic nature scent I own, for sure. Like, it's not so sweet, I wouldn't say at all. But it says, childhood memories of blackberry picking, a burst of deep, tart blackberry juice, blending with the freshness of just gathered bay and brambly woods. Vibrant and verdant. 100% agreed. It's just so natural. It smells like a real blackberry bush in the best way. But like I said, I don't think it's super sweet, but it's not a scent I get tired of because of that, and I really like that. I just have this 1 ouncer, and it's more than enough, and I just like the smell. It's something so different. Makes me feel like I'm outside in the best of ways. This next one's from Glossier, and it's their perfume, their Glossier U. So you can put, like, they send you stickers when you order from Glossier, so I put a couple stickers on it, but otherwise it comes without that on it. So the main notes are ambrette, ambrox, and musk. And then it also has iris root, and pink pepper. You guys, this is one of my favorite scents. Like, to me, it's one of those scents that jives really well with my skin. And if you read the claims of this, it's like, yeah, it melts with every skin type and it doesn't change throughout the day. It really doesn't change. Like, it smells so good. I don't think this lasts all day, but this is one of my favorites. Like, if I just want to smell a little bit fresher really quickly, but I don't want it to be overpowering, I grab this. I can spray like 3 or 4 spritzes and I just feel like rejuvenated. It's slightly sweet. It's very clean, but not like cotton clean. It's like a sweet clean. I really like it, like a lot. I can't believe I like it as much as I do, but I do. The last one is from Target, and it's from their like brand called Good Chemistry. And this was like, I want to say like $10. It's their rollerball, and then they have the full sizes. You can smell a bunch of different kinds. I know they have one called Bluebell, and I've heard it's similar to Nest Indigo. I haven't smelled it yet, so I'll have to let you know. But this one's their sugarberry scent, and it smells like literally Main Street USA and Disney. And what I mean by that is it smells like baked goods, like sweet cookies. It's very sweet. I've traveled with this a lot. I've used up maybe a third of it because rollerballs are just easy to travel with. It's a pleasant smell. I feel like you could use this year round, but let me pull up the notes. So it says it's got notes of freesia, raspberry, and vanilla. I don't know that I smell, let me see. Yeah, I guess I do smell a little bit of raspberry. It's almost as if you mix, okay, think Bath & Body Works, mix sun-ripened raspberry with warm vanilla sugar and you get this scent. It smells lovely. So those are all of the perfumes I own at the moment. I love all of them. If I did have to pick my top 3, and again, this is very personal because I love all of these and they're all so different, but like my number one is Chanel's Coco Mademoiselle. I adore it. I think my number 2, and it's a close number 2, is the Lancome La Vie Est Belle. And then my number 3, I think it might be a tie between Miss Dior Eau de Toilette and the YSL Mon Paris because I really do love both. And I feel like they're kind of similar. Like, I don't really need both. So I hope that you enjoyed. Again, if you're interested in checking any of these out, I will put links down below. Again, feel free to use that promo code to save some money off of your order. I will have that information in the link down below. And other than that, I hope that you enjoyed. I hope you'll stick around for more videos, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.